Building your own warplanes was always prohibitively expensive, but it became even more difficult after World War II, with Europe being in a state of economic decline. Even though Italy, France, and the UK were still capable of designing new vehicles on their own, creating a new, truly modern strike aircraft definitely required a joint effort across the continent. That's the story of the Panavia Tornado multirole combat aircraft, developed through the combined efforts of France, Germany, and a number of other countries. In the early 1960s, the British were looking for a replacement for the aging Hawker Hunter fighter bomber and the Blackburn Buccaneer, a carrier-capable attack aircraft. The military was specifically interested in a plane with vertical takeoff and landing capabilities and a variable sweep wing. This kind of design would allow the aircraft to adjust its flying characteristics right in the air, giving it a great level of tactical flexibility. At that point, Vickers-Armstrong and Dassault were both among a number of leading aviation companies that were developing technologies in the field. Shortly afterwards, other countries and companies joined the initiative as well. In 1969, Germany, Britain, and Italy founded Panavia Aircraft. In fact, there were even more nations that contributed to the project, but the brunt of the work fell on the UK and Germany, as they were responsible for up to 85% of the work. The program was initially called Multirole Combat Aircraft, or MRCA. The plan was to develop a single aircraft that could perform quick strikes on enemy airfields, provide reconnaissance, and also support units on the ground, regardless of the time of day or weather conditions. It also needed to be able to fight other aircraft, although that was not a priority. The first time a Tornado prototype took to the skies was in 1974. In the end, engineers opted for a twin-seat multi-role aircraft with a variable sweep wing that could reach the speed of almost Mach 2 at high altitudes. Test pilots rated the prototypes rather highly and specifically praised them for their ease of handling. It wasn't all smooth sailing, though. In order to avoid future problems, engineers had to re-profile the engine intakes, and no less than 2 vehicles were lost when Panavia tested more sophisticated stability augmentation systems and autopilots. In the end, though, it was all worth it. In 1979, the aircraft was finally accepted into service. The UK and Germany were the first to use it, promptly followed by the Italian Air Force. All in all, engineers succeeded on all fronts. The aircraft was astonishingly agile at low altitudes and could effectively destroy targets on the ground with its modern weapons, like Paveway laser-guided bombs. It could also give hell to enemy fighters with different variants of the Sidewinder missile and the Mauser revolver cannon. Furthermore, the Tornado was even capable of delivering air-launched nuclear weapons. As things stand, the most produced variant of the Tornado is the Tornado IDS, interdictor/strike fighter bomber. Tornadoes of this type were used in the Gulf War, Iraq, and Syria with almost 0 losses. And the planes that were lost were usually brought down by friendly fire or mistakes made outside of combat. All in all, there were almost 1,000 units made, and the final list of operators also included an export customer outside of Europe, Saudi Arabia. The UK decommissioned their Tornadoes in 2019, but other operator countries keep using the Panavia Tornado to this very day. In War Thunder, the Panavia Tornado is waiting for you at rank 7 and 8 of the Air Tech Tree. All in all, there are 8 different variants of the aircraft found across the tech trees of Italy, Britain, and Germany, some better suited for air combat, and some specialized in taking care of targets on the ground. What's your favorite variant of the Panavia Tornado? Tell us in the comments below.